Hey, listen, I want you to think about the feeling when a movie or song hits that low rumble that you feel in your chest, not just here. That's the moment the REL HT/1510 Predator becomes more than gear, it becomes part of your space. This is for you if you've ever played a track and felt like something was missing. You know the difference between sound that's present and sound that's alive. You don't just listen, you expect to be moved, to notice nuance, and to feel depth without distortion or strain. Before you go any further, take a second to check the current price and availability. High-end subwoofers like this don't hang around forever, especially when people start hearing how complete they make a system sound. You didn't decide to upgrade because you saw one spec or another. You decided because your system felt thin. Movies sounded flat. Explosions lacked impact. Music lacked body. That subtle disappointment every time bass didn't land the way it should, that's what tipped you over. The first thing you feel after switching to this isn't louder bass, it's control. Bass that's measured instead of muddy. Depth that supports without overwhelming. The kind of low end that brings out the emotion in a soundtrack instead of burying it. It feels like the system finally learned how to breathe. You notice it in real moments. Late night movies that finally have presence without shaking the whole house. Music that now feels like a physical experience instead of background rhythm. Game soundtracks that make you lean forward instead of tuning out. Even quiet scenes feel more dimensional because the quiet isn't void, it's depth waiting to arrive. What really defines this experience is how natural it feels. The low frequencies don't boom and distort. They integrate. They shape the room instead of fighting it. It's not about being loud, it's about being right. If you're already thinking about it, don't wait too long. Strong subwoofers in this class tend to sell steadily once people hear what they add, and hesitation rarely rewards you later. You might wonder whether you need this much bass refinement. But once you live with tight, impactful low end that doesn't muddy the midrange or blur the highs, that doubt evaporates. You realize you weren't chasing more, you were chasing completion. One surprise benefit is how much more cohesive your whole audio system feels. You stop noticing the subwoofer and start noticing how full everything sounds together. Dialogue stays clear. Music gains authority. Effects hit exactly where they should. Bass feels deep and precise. Movies feel immersive and rich. Music sounds fuller and real. Quiet moments gain presence. You trust the system under load, not compact for tiny spaces. Bass depth reflects in the investment eventually. Comparison loops break. You stop scrolling through options because you realize you want the experience that finally feels right, not just something louder. Choosing this feels less like an upgrade and more like finishing your system the way you always imagined. Check the current price and availability now and make the call while clarity still feels obvious. Don't let this become one of those decisions you delay and then remember every time the bass doesn't hit the way you want it.